This is Behind the Mitten with Gonzo and Amy Sherman.
And welcome to this weekend's Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman. Behind the Mitten is Michigan's premier travel radio show and podcast. And don't you forget it, right, Amy?
Exactly. I love how you remind us every week. It's so important.
Well, it really is. But we do have a great time. If this is your first time listening to the show, we travel the state of Michigan looking for great things to do, cool people to interview, and, maybe some new restaurants or breweries to discover. But right now, it's all about cool people.
Oh, it is about cool people. One of our favorite people to have on the show, on Behind the Mitten. He's a regular guest, and he always brings some new information about what's happening up in the Gaylord region. We've got Mr. Barry Owens with us. He's the GM of Treetops Resort, located in Gaylord, Michigan. Barry, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to be with both of you.
So great to see you. And I'm so glad that you're with us today and tomorrow and every day after that, because you bring so much experience, energy, and talent to what you do as a general manager at Treetops Resort. I don't just say that because he's a friend, right, Amy? You and I know this guy for a long time. I mean,
he does the work.
Yeah, his knowledge of the industry really helps propel things forward. And I love the creativity you guys bring at Treetops. It seems like you're always trying something new every time.
Well, thank you. It's at Treetops, we're fortunate. We got a good team, and everybody works together, and it's there's a lot of great people going to make and are behind what we do to make things happen. So,
I was just thinking to myself, Barry, I'm trying to think of how long I've known you now, and I think it's been about 10 years. I want to say, and I've been going to Treetops for that whole time, and watching the transformation of what's been happening at the resort. I think, Gonzo, you would agree, like just what it was like 10 years ago and what it's like now, it's like night and day. It's such a beautiful, it was always a beautiful resort, but I just feel like everything is getting so dialed in each and every time we go. It's just better and better and better. I think a lot of that has to do with your vision, Mr. Owens.
Well, thank you. I appreciate hearing that. And we all get caught up in the day to day, and, you're always trying to get better, and you don't take enough time sometimes to look backwards because, you don't know where you're going until you know really where you're coming from. So, you make some great points, and getting it dialed in is really, it's about the team. There's a lot of moving parts there, and, I find we get better, the more I have the willingness to let go of things too, and let people who are right in there, really get after it and do it, because they're good, and we're fortunate to have them, and they can make things happen.
For those of you tuning in, we are talking to Barry Owens, the general manager at Treetops Resort in Gaylord. And this show is going to be a lot of fun because, Amy, we're going to take people through what they have planned this summer out at Treetops. And there's a lot going on. And, there's so many great properties around the state of Michigan to go golfing, right? You know that. Gaylord's the golf mecca, right? And but throughout the state, there's some great properties to go check out. And we do often go to Gaylord. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are like, are they in Gaylord again? Yes, we are.
Why not?
But I think today's show, we're going to hear from those inside, the staff he was just talking about, right? That do such a great job. And we're also going to talk about a cool event coming up May 3rd and May 4th that you and I have both participated in.
That's like just
past.
Next weekend. Wow.
It's just right around the corner, right?
Yes.
And we're going to talk more about that event a little later in the show.
That sounds good. I think we're going to have a special guest come by to talk about that event with us. She's one of our good friends, and a lot of people I think will know her name when they hear it and hear her voice. I have a feeling.
Oh yeah, because she's like a star, a celebrity,
she's a superstar.
She is a celebrity.
Yes. She is a celebrity, right?
She might even be a rock star.
Ooh, she might be. Well, Barry, we were just talking about your staff, and that a lot of what is possible at Treetops is because of your staff. So we're going to get to actually meet some new staff, including your new food and beverage director, who I got to talk on the phone to the other day, Jessie. She's going to join us on the show in a little bit. And I think she's got a really great energy that's going to, I think, bring some good things to Treetops. I'm excited to hear what she's got planned for the summer.
Yeah, it's she's made a big impact in a short amount of time. it's there's just an energy that's taken place there. A lot of cool improvements, a lot of retooling of some menus, some service processes. A lot of the things that are behind the scenes. The nitty gritty stuff, but you see the results of them out front, and it's great. I'm very excited about it too. She's got a neat background. Spent a lot of time in the area. Calls Northern Michigan home. So there's a lot of positives, and I can't wait to get the summer season going here next week, as you say.
Exactly.
Now, Barry, I hate to even ask this question, but those listening around the state might say, like, well, I've never been to Gaylord, right? And I don't know much about Treetops, because we talk about like we know it, right? But let's go over some of the basics for folks. I mean, Gaylord's right smack dab in the middle of the state, a little north, right, as you're heading up to the Upper Peninsula. Give us the outline of where you're at, and also like just some details about the course, because I think you have like 72, 82, and 94 holes or something like
147. There we go.
147.
I'm kidding.
Well, that seems to have gone up in number.
Yes. Plus, it doesn't fit. It's an odd number. So anyway, no. The first thing you mentioned is Gaylord. Gaylord, all outdoors. Smack dab in the heart of Northern Michigan, right there on I-75, M32. As kind of the gateway to the north there. And we've got a great address. We love to be, with Gaylord in our name there, and everything that's going on in the downtown and the surrounding area. And we're easy to get to. It's funny, we're 10 minutes off of I-75, but we like to say it's a world away from I-75 with what you can do. Golf is our calling card, and that's just getting going here. As you say, next week, May 2nd, Thursday, the golf course is open, and we've got 4 18-hole courses. Robert Trent Jones, Tom Fazio, and Rick Smith are all the architects. Arguably the greatest group of architects in the Midwest area, very unique, all to be at one setting with those people there. And then, we've got this crazy golf course called Threetops, which is a par 3, been picked as the number 1 par 3 in North America multiple times, hosted an event televised on ESPN for 7 years, back in the early 2000s. Some of the legends of the game have played there, from Nicklaus and Palmer and Trevino, and
Owens
goes. Yeah.
Gonzalez.
Herman.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, no one was hurt in those outings. But it's very special to think, when you're out there playing those courses, you're playing in the footsteps, because you don't always get to do that. A lot of times they're playing at clubs that, average Joes or Janes like us can't get onto. And it's funny, our course record holders are people like Phil Mickelson, Lee Jansen, names that, have won major tour events, won 2 majors on the PGA Tour event. And it's so funny because our record holders are those. And then our one course on the tradition, an unknown amateur holds the record. Really? This was shot 17, 18 years ago. Nobody knows who it was. An unknown amateur owns the course record on that course. And it's a youth, too. It's an unknown youth amateur.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
I know. It kind of adds some intrigue and some mystery to it. But golf is had a big recovery during COVID period, and golf is cool. I mean, it's the demographic of the game is changing dramatically, with age, color, everything.
And you can experience all of it at Treetops. And of course, that's just one part of what you guys do there. That's the thing, is there's so many other, when you say moving parts, you're not lying, Mr. Owens.
No, it's a lot of property too. It's, we got 2,500 acres located on kind of 2 different campuses and about 4 miles apart. So it's a lot of different things to do.
It is. Well, we're going to talk a lot more about what you can do at Treetops this summer season. We're going to talk about golf, I know that, and the new food and beverage program. Plus, we're going to finish with an incredible event that's coming up May 3rd and 4th at Treetops Resort. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to be there too. So stay tuned to Behind the Mitten to learn more all about Treetops on this show.
We lay down in the grass, fast asleep in bed, breathing in the shallow canyon air. The water 45 degrees, we wade out to the knees.
Hey everyone, this is John Gonzalez from Behind the Midden. I'm with Stephanie Atkins from Ebel's General Store. And Stephanie, where's Ebel's located at?
Well, it's in Falmouth, but if you haven't heard of that one, you can also come to Reed City and now in Everett.
Really? So 3 locations?
3 beautiful locations. We're known for beautiful downtown Falmouth and also in uptown Reed City. And now we like to say Midtown Everett. So come see us this summer for all your beautiful grocery needs, all your grilling products. It's just a great general store, clothing, coffee, catering, everything you need. Little Town Jerky, yum.
So I thought you just deer processed it or whatever.
Well, deer processing is in like the fall, but yeah, in the meantime, we process beef and pig and smoke all those delicious products, Little Town Jerky, snack sticks, brats, hot dogs, everything you need.
Clothes? You sell clothes too?
Yeah, clothes, Under Armour, Boggs, boots, Carhartt, everything you need. And you can get a frappe while you shop. That's also our tagline.
What's the website so I can shop?
EbelsGeneralStore.com.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, it's Amy from Behind the Midden. I'm here with my good friend Dominic Miller from the Mackinac State Parks. Dom, you guys are about to open for the 2024 season.
Oh, so exciting. We're getting ready to open the doors at Fort Mackinac on May 3rd. That's a Friday. And then the following week, we're over in Mackinac City. So we have Colonial Michilimackinac on Wednesday the 8th. We're going to be at Old Mackinac Point Lighthouse Thursday the 9th. And then the big day is the 10th. That's when Historic Mill Creek opens. That's when all the downtown buildings on the island open. And that's when it's, full go at that point.
Go
exactly.
time.
So excited. So ready to get back there. With the mild winter, we're just, it just feels like we should just ready to get those doors open, ready to bring people up, fire that cannon, fire the rifles, all the good stuff.
Well, I know people across the state cannot wait for Mackinac Island and Mackinac State Parks to open. Where can they get all the information to plan their trip?
They can head to our website, MackinacParks.com, Mackinac with a C.
And welcome back to Behind the Midden. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman. Have a great time as we do every single weekend, traveling the great state of Michigan. And folks, this weekend we are in Gaylord, Michigan at Treetops Resort, where we just have so much fun there. It's like we're there through all the seasons, right, Amy?
That's what I really enjoy about visiting Treetops, because we do get to see it in all the seasons, and there's something different to do each season. And I mean, the views change, the weather changes. It's just a lovely place to go any time of the year. So always something different.
I was just recently in North Carolina to visit my grandbabies, right? Mm-hmm. And we were all glued to the Masters because my son's a huge golf fan and his whole in-laws and everyone's into the Masters. And I'm like, you know what? This might be the year I actually go out and, buy some new clubs. Because remember, I threw my clubs away.
Oh, yes, you did. That's right.
I threw them away because I needed new clubs because I was blaming my lack of golf game on my clubs. So
sure. Blame whatever you have to, right?
Well, I want to be on a good course. So let's find out how good this course is this year.
Well, I hear they've been doing some work up there. So let's welcome to the show. We've got Tim Maddie with us. He's the Director of Recreation Maintenance at Treetops Resort in Gaylord. And you're going to talk to us a little bit about what you guys do to prepare the greens for people like Gonzo or myself to golf on, right?
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me, first of all. And yeah, as soon as the golf courses close in the fall, our mental transition is ski season. But really, there's a lot of work that goes into the courses in the fall, putting them to bed, as we call it, spraying them to protect them against snow mold disease over the winter, and getting leaves blown, getting irrigation systems winterized. All that stuff happens as soon as we shut down in the fall, and it directly affects our ability to open the courses in the spring. So right now, being the middle of April, we're obviously focused on getting the first mowings on all of the fairways and tees and greens. But really, that preparation work goes back to last season. Getting everything winterized properly allows us to open the courses and prep them to our spectacular conditions for May golf.
Now, when you say spectacular conditions, what am I looking for on a May golf course? I'm going to bet that are the greens fast? Are they slow? What am I hoping for when I go out there?
Coming out of winter, there would be normally a lot of moisture in the ground. So the courses might be a little softer than they would be, say, in June or July when we have high heat and longer days. But what's working in our advantage right now is the lack of snowfall as far as preparing courses to be ready to go. With the lack of snowpack that has negatively affected a lot of aspects of the outdoors and recreation industry, it will actually help us firm the courses up sooner than we normally would. So this May, things will be green, they'll be growing, they'll be nice and firm, and putts will be rolling nice and smooth.
Tim, I like this attitude. You're going to make some lemonade out of some lemons. It was a little bit of a tough winter up there at Treetops, but it's going to make for some great golf this summer, right?
Absolutely. Winter was not the best. That's no secret, but we're really excited to get going for golf and having some sunshine, and lack of snow in April has been great. So we're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Well, you're going to have to get your clubs out, and you're going to have to get a new set of clubs. That is correct. You're going to have to get a new set of clubs. Well, you know what? If you're thinking about maybe going golfing at Treetops, they host events all summer long. And let's talk to our next guest. We've got Mark Hogan with us. He's the recreation manager at Treetops Resort. Mark, what kind of events are you guys going to do this summer at Treetops that we can look forward to?
Hey, Amy, thanks very much. Gonzo, thanks again. The one thing, if I can do a little bit of a segue into something a little bit different before we get started with that, is we're doing a little bit with our golf shop here. We did an Under Armour concept renovation up in our golf shop at the North property, which is going to be really awesome. It's going to give the guests a great shopping experience. And with Under Armour, they've got Champion, Gear for Sports, and also Hanes. So it's a great way to get up there and find some gear, stuff that they can take, out on the golf course while they're playing. One event that to start the season off that I'm always really excited for is called the We're Open. And for $99 a person. What's that?
Who named this?
Who named this?
Who named this one?
I'm not sure who named that. It's kind of catchy, though. You know what I mean? It's got a good phrase to it. It's, we're open. We're open. Come and see us. But, the We're Open is $99 a person. It's a foursome. It's a straight up scramble. And the players go out there and play our Jones Masterpiece Golf Course. It's hosted on May the 4th. It's a 9 a.m. shotgun start. Right now, we've got 25 teams already signed up. So we're hoping to get that thing filled up and sold out here. So, again, it's a great way to start the season here at Treetops.
I remember this outing from last year because we'll be soon talking about this big event coming up that same weekend. And I remember when this outing came to this event, it was like, holy cow, where did all these guys come from?
And the thing that makes it really exciting, and I'm not going to take the thunder away from our food and beverage director coming up soon, but they get tickets to our Grill on the Hill, which is a great thing. It's another event going on the same weekend, and the players can go there and enjoy some barbecue. But again, I know that Jessie's going to talk about that when it's her chance to be on your show. So that's just another great way to come up and enjoy Treetops.
Well, Mark, if Gonzo is in the, market for a new set of clubs, since he no longer has any clubs, I guess it sounds like. If he wants to come and maybe do a little shopping at the new shop there, you guys can help fit him with the right clubs, help him find the right clubs. Can he try out clubs when he's at Treetops?
All the above. And Amy, I can take it one step further. On May 26th, Titleist is coming to Treetops, and they're going to have a fitting session where the customer pays $100 for a professional fitting. And I've seen Andrew work at this. He does a heck of a job. He has all the shafts that he can interchange with all the different heads. He can fit your swing. He can do the flex. He can do all this stuff. And if you decide to buy something there, that $100 comes off your price of the clubs. And it's something that we've got, I think, 3 or 4 people signed up already. It's almost sold out. But yes, in fact, if Gonzo wants new clubs, Titleist would be the way to go, and they'll fit them professionally right there on our property.
There you go.
Here's the bad thing, Amy.
Yes.
And Mark, is that when you said fitting, I was thinking like my outfit.
Oh, no.
I wasn't thinking about the clubs at all. I was thinking about what I was going to look like on the course,
Well,
it's also important.
So the apparel, and that's the saying, it's not how you play, it's how you look. But obviously,
Right.
obviously the golf shop can take care of that type of fitting. But you know what? It's not as simple as going to a regular store, picking up some clubs and going out there and hitting them and try to, make a good score. There is in fact a process that you go through to fit the clubs to your body style, your swing speed, your height, your grip size, all that stuff. And if you can do that, it'll make you play better.
All right. Well, I think that's the first step to you improving your golf game, Gonzo, is a new set of clubs. I can see your score is dropping every minute as we talk. Hey, you guys, I really want to thank you both, Mark Hogan and Tim Maddie, both from Treetops Resort, for stopping by and sharing the tips about maybe getting some new golf clubs, and also what you guys have been working on all winter to make sure that your greens are ready to go starting this coming week up at Treetops. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining us.
All right. Thanks again for having us.
All right, we have more from Treetops Resort. This time we're going to talk about food coming up next on Behind the Mitten.
Hey everyone, it's John Gonzalez from Behind the Mitten, and I'm with my good buddy Linda Hoth from Sault Ste. Marie. Linda, I heard that the Sulaks are open.
Yes, they were open 2.5 days early because, usually it's the 25th of March. It was the 22nd.
Wow. So I understand a lot of people showed up for this.
Oh, there was a lot. It was at 6 p.m. instead of midnight. So, a lot more people got to come out. It was wonderful.
Well, I know one of the biggest days is Engineers Day. When is that this year?
It's last Friday in June, always.
Okay, and that's basically what?
I'd have to look at my phone.
When they open up for the public, right?
Yes. Everybody can come up. Open to the public. Anybody can walk in. I'm going to tell you right now, though, it is the Army Corps, so no purses, no anything like that, no backpacks or anything. So just remember, but it's so great, and it doesn't cost you a penny. The last Friday in June, just come see us because we have people out on the streets. We have vendors. We have everything. It's a party time.
What's the website?
SaultSteMarie.com, and it's SaultStemarie.com.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez along with Amy Sherman having a great time. We do every weekend, traveling the great state of Michigan. Can't believe I messed that up. What's going on?
You've said it so many times.
I know.
You're getting it out too fast. Take
I'm too fast. I'm so excited because we're talking about golf.
Well, yeah, I think you're thinking you're going to get some clubs this year, and you're going to hit the links.
Get new clubs. I'm thinking I might get a new outfit. I mean,
see, you're like me. I'm like, ooh, new shoes. That's what I want.
Yeah,
golf shoes.
New shoes. Yes. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're having a great time talking about Treetops Resort.
Right. And when we're up at Treetops golfing, I know that probably most of my time will be spent in one of the restaurants. Enjoying some of the delicious food up there. We are big fans of the sports bar up there, especially
pizza.
It's so dang good. But what I'm really excited about is they've hired a new food and beverage director for this season. Her name is Jessie King. She comes with a lot of experience. One, I'm pumped because it's a woman. Yeah. And there's so few of us in the food and beverage industry. So welcome to Treetops, Jessie. What do you guys have planned for this summer? What can we look forward to on menus all across the board up there in Gaylord?
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure jumping on this team at Treetops. I'd have to say probably the most welcoming team I've ever been a part of, and really, really excited for the summer season. I can't believe that it's coming upon us faster than I would want to be experiencing right now. It's like a whirlwind. But I would say right now we are looking to do more handcrafted Michigan products and menus that are well done with a in some ways like a simpler touch to it, where they're just the flavors are there without being bogged down with a bunch of other items and cheese and all those kind of things. But you can just like take a bite of it and know like a pizza. It's like, there's the mozzarella, there's the basil, there's the crispy pepperoni. So really looking forward to what we're cultivating the sports bar to have a really great pizza. You come in for the beer. We've got some great Michigan breweries that we have with our beer, and then doing just some classic cocktails, as it's super fast paced. We understand the tea times and the demand that they're hungry for food. So definitely looking forward to the changes that we're doing in the sports bar.
Now, I don't know your background much, so I'd love to hear your story real quick.
Yeah. So I graduated from Grand Valley in hospitality tourism management, and I had studied abroad in Italy for a year and took cooking classes while I was there. So really grew to love some really great pizza as well. And then my mother and I had a catering company for 10 years. And so we serviced the greater part of northern Michigan. And our whole motto was buy scratch, handmade. We worked the farmers markets, worked with a lot of local farmers. And then actually after about 10 years, she passed away, and it just was not fun doing it by myself without my partner. So I looked into then going into kind of back into other companies, and now I've just come from Mission Point. So I've been on Mackinac Island for 2 seasons, and that is a very fun, unique experience. I do like now just being able to get in my car and pick up groceries or go see friends without trying to find a ferry and dodge horses and bikes and then find a shuttle to get to my car. That is kind of crazy. So, so I have a lot of food experience, but now it's nice just to go, you can like hop in my car and come here. And so I had a really large team there of about 115. We worked with about 20 plus different countries, and so a lot of international workers. And so excited to have that here at Treetops as well, and to grow this team and kind of take the cultural experiences and bring it with our team here as well.
See, I told you, Gonzo, that you'd like Jessie.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of the same philosophies that I do about cooking, which is what I'm so excited they're going to get to bring this to Treetops. And for our listeners who are unfamiliar, Treetops has a lot of different things that you're doing with food. It's not just the sports bar. You have multiple restaurants, but you also have a whole nother campus that you host special events on, right, Jessie?
Correct. Yeah. So we have our restaurants are in our South Campus. So we have the sports bar that we talked about, which is coming out with more pizza forward. We have our Bar 81 that is at our main lodge, which is cocktails, Michigan-based wines and beer. And then we have Legends, which is at the top of the hill as well, which is great in the wintertime. Like as a mom, I have a 14-year-old, and it's like so fun. Is like he's going skiing by and I can be grabbing lunch and checking in on him. And that one we are shifting the theme to be a chop house, and really like Michigan based, where you get a good steak, a fish, or the burger, because it's summertime and you've got to have the burger as well. And then so that's at our South Campus, but then at our North Campus we have our tavern. We have halfway houses with like grilled the burgers, brats, lots of beer, and the drinks for the golfers as they go by. And then a fun one that really kind of excites me is we do operate golf. And so it's like mid-afternoon to into the evening as the golfers are winding down. But before they had been heading back to the South Campus is we have every month there's like a themed menu, and just a kind of quick grab and go, like 4th of July kind of feel, picnic barbecue or cocktails to go along with that.
And that's going to be available out on the courses?
Yeah, every Saturday.
Gotcha. So see, when you're out there with your new clubs, you can just stay satiated the whole time. Now, what's happening out at Project Nature this summer? Will you guys be doing any special dinners out there?
That's a great question. Right now, we don't have anything planned, but looking into the fall where, the weather kind of gets a little iffy for golfing, but definitely no one's skiing yet. We have a comedy group coming in. So a dinner and a comedy show. So nice, like fun Friday night, date night. We are talking about doing the progressive dinners again as well. So getting people to go around the golf courses and see things with the color tour as well. So we definitely have some kind of like extra fun amenity activities in the food and beverage of like beer and wine nights. We have a really great festival. We actually also are doing Meet the Distiller through Bar 81. So we've got 3 of those booked throughout summer into the fall, where you can come and learn about how the liquor's distilled, the cocktails that they recommend to go along with that.
So just have to ask you, the one thing I need to know, what has been the biggest surprise about Treetops? I mean, you're going from Mission Point to a golf resort, and they cater to a lot of men and, a lot of outings and so forth. What is the one thing you're like, wow, they're really doing this?
That is a great question. You know what? I think my biggest takeaway is the core values. It resonates. Like, one of them that just hits home every single day that I'm here is winning with gritty teamwork. This company embraces that, where and with smiles on everyone's faces, where like hearing like, okay, this event went down, and all of a sudden it's like we're having to set tables and flip from 200 people here and then brand new 200 coming in, but they want tables going in the opposite direction. And we have housekeeping coming in and groundskeepers, and they're flipping tables. And so to me, I want to be served going to a restaurant by someone who I know is just, they're here to make sure the team wins. And so that is my, very, very proud of my team and the company I work for, going, this is a really great team. And they're going to take care of the golfers, the weddings, the families coming in for their ski events, because they're here to win with gritty teamwork.
Gritty teamwork. It's all hands on deck up at Treetops Resort for the 2024 summer season. Jessie King, congratulations on your new position as Food and Beverage Director.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and hope to have you here golfing and dining with us.
You better believe it. We'll be up there. In fact, we're going to be up there next weekend, and we're going to talk about that event coming up next on Behind the Mitten.
When I first saw you, I was a child. The sky was an ocean of secrets, sparkling wild in your eyes. I was amazed, too naive to be terrified. Indigo sky reminds me of your quiet shine. When I first heard your voice, I was a man. The pattering of raindrops, the clatter of a garbage can.
And welcome back to Behind the Mitten. John Gonzalez, along with Amy Sherman, having a great time as we do every single weekend, traveling the great state of Michigan. And today we're having a great time at Treetops Resort, Amy.
Michigan's most spectacular resort, located in Gaylord. We get to go up there kind of frequently, but I'm always excited to hear about what's new. And every season, it brings something different to this beautiful spot of Michigan.
We have to thank our last few guests because they were a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Jessie King, the new food and beverage director at Treetops, she's got big plans. I'm going to make some changes with some of the restaurants and spots up there, but they're still going to be providing great food, including one of our favorite pizzas down there at the sports bar. We do like that. And of course, Tim and Mark from the Golf Zone over there at Treetops, they had some great tips about maybe getting some golf clubs, getting fitted for some golf clubs in June up at Treetops, and what they've been doing all winter long to prepare the greens for you and I to golf on them.
I can't wait. And I also can't wait for next weekend because there's a huge event coming up.
Humongous. I'm pumped.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's not how we feel out.
Well, we've both gotten to go in years past. It's called Grill on the Hill, and it happens right on the ski hill at Treetops. And it's an incredible barbecue event. It's happened for the last couple years where you get to go and sample all sorts of incredible food made by the competitors at the Grill on the Hill. And we've got Mr. Barry Owens back with us, the general manager of Treetops. I think he's kind of the mastermind behind Grill on the Hill. A long time ago, came up with the concept of it, but then
6 years ago, by the way.
He, of course, is smart enough to bring in people with even bigger ideas. And so we've got our good friend Stephanie Adkins with us. She's with Ebel's General Store. You may know her from her time formerly at TV 9 and 10 all across the great northern Michigan, right, Steph?
Yeah, that's right. It's crazy. I've been with Ebel's now for 2 years, and it's flown by.
It's really 2 years. It seems like just yesterday that we went to your going away party.
I know.
Everyone went to our going away party.
It was good times. Well, for those who don't know, Ebel's is partnering once again with Treetops for this great event, Grill on the Hill. For those who don't know, where is Ebel's located and what do you guys have going on? Because it's quite a party up at that general store.
Very much a party. Yeah. So our headquarters is in Falmouth, which people say, where's Falmouth? We're kind of between Houghton Lake and McBain and Lake City. And you really got to want to go there. This is the Falmouth location. Like, we're a destination. And if you're coming from south, if you're coming from Grand Rapids, really, it's not that far off track for you as you're headed to Gaylord or headed to Treetops. And a lot of people do that. They make a stop just to come and stock up on their meats and their grilling and their, brats and burgers and everything for summer before heading north to their cabin or to go golf for the weekend. So
yeah, I could definitely see doing that. Because you guys are centrally located. I mean, you are in the center kind of the state, so it's not too far. And people will probably recognize the name because they've seen you have billboards all over the place, barns painted. I mean, grassroots marketing.
That's right. We really want that country feel of letting people know, hey, we're just a short drive away, and take the trip and come out into the country. And our Falmouth headquarters. We also have a grocery store in Reed City. And in October of 2023, we just got our third location, which is in Everett, Michigan. So we have another new grocery store there that's up and running. And the communities they're just so happy to have us there. And a new fresh meat counter just in place. We've always had fresh meat there, but never kind of, the full service. And so we just opened that again, which is kind of our flagship and our staple of providing fresh meat, for people to grill and, get a slice just how you want it. So we're providing all of the meat for the grilling teams again this year at Treetops, the pork butt and the brisket and the ribs. So they get to choose their protein and kind of put their barbecue skills to the test and cook it up.
Well, I know we're going to talk about Grill on the Hill in a second, but before I do, I have to ask you. So is Ebel's like the Buc-ee's of northern Michigan?
I don't know what the Buc-ee's is. What is the Buc-ee's?
I've heard of the Buc-ee's, but I thought that was fast food. I'm so out of. Right? Oh, is it It's a southern thing,
right?
But Ebel's isn't a gas station.
No, we're not a gas station. Well, back in the day, there are old photos. The Ebel's General Store has been around in Falmouth for 104 years this year. And they used to be truly that general store where everything came in by horse and buggy and on the wagon, and people would, train in supplies, and there used to be, gas and the farm implements. And then, we started butchering meat, and you could get everything you needed all in one place. So obviously it's grown and expanded a ton since then. But yeah, general store, literally everything you need.
I say I love those kind of stores. It is kind of like a truck stop in a sense. Much better because full service meat counter, you don't find those everywhere.
Buc-ee's or Stuckey's? Because there's Stuckey's, the Stuckey's chain. Not in my vernacular.
There is. It's BUC-EES or something.
Oh,
I passed them. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. You took us down the rabbit hole.
Well, stuff you just mentioned. This is a traditional barbecue competition that happens at Treetops. Ebel's is going to be providing the meat. So the teams they're picking their protein. They get to choose from the pork, the ribs, or the brisket, depending on what is their expertise. Yeah. And I love that because they kind of get to play around with it a little bit. Right now, Barry, you guys are kind of anticipating a really good turnout for teams this year, more than any other year in the past.
Correct. Yeah, we're at 15 right now, and there's still Well, we just like another day we have to register teams, and so there's a couple people still interested, but just see. I mean, because one of the things that if you haven't been to our event or seen a barbecue competition, you may not understand the commitment it takes to be a team, because you pretty much bring all your gear. And when I say gear, you're bringing your grill, and you're not bringing, your hibachi or your Weber, your Weber, that you just kind of empty out and pick up with one hand. You're bringing some serious stuff, and there's, no gas. This is a no gas zone. It's either wood, charcoal, or pellets. And you're cooking 30 to 40 pounds of meat. So even if you have, let's just say you have a nice big green egg or a Komodo Joe, and you have a large, you're not going to be able to cook the meat you have to cook on that unit. I mean, so you get teams that'll bring 2 to 3 grills with them, and they set up, and I mean, people will show up Friday morning to get the prime spot. They'll be in there. We won't even have staff out there, and we'll walk out there, and there'll be a couple teams all set up, staked out. I'm surprised they don't have a flag they've planted somewhere there.
Because they take it very seriously. These are absolutely. We should say these are mostly amateur cooks, but they take it very seriously, and they're out there all night Friday working their smokers and preparing their dish for you.
But now I say that, but then there's other teams that'll just roll in. I mean, they'll roll in that evening. They'll be pulling some smoker behind them that they just fabricated, with a case of beer and a welder, and
What was your team last year?
No, we had some skills. Take it back a notch there, John.
Teams get to pick their protein, and then they get to come up with whatever. This isn't competition barbecue. They can come up with whatever kind of dish they want, so they can have other
tacos.
They can do tacos and do whatever they want. Right? Am I correct in saying that?
You are.
Okay, which I love. I think it's more interesting, and it gives you a little more leeway to be creative for these teams.
It does, and so there's cash handed out too. So though 50% of the entry fees go to return to the teams that are cooking. And so there's people that will pay for their trip and then some. They'll be just based on the 1,500 or 15 teams. They'll be over $2,000 in prize money.
Wow, and a trophy. I know that.
Yeah, and there's five. I'll call it winners. There's winners of each category. Well, you know this.
Go ahead and tell me.
And there's an overall winner, and then there's the people's choice. Because when you come to the event to be a taster, everybody gets a chit that they get to vote for their favorite. It doesn't matter. It's just the people's choice. They can pick whatever they want there, and so there'll be those 5 prizes that are handed out.
See, and that's fun. And all of this happens right on the bottom of the ski hill at Treetops. It's a great location. We get to wander around. And then nitty gritty, it's during the afternoon. I believe it's noon to 5.
Actually, the gates open at 12:30. Mm-hmm. The tents, the food starts being served at 1. There's the food tents, beer tents, additional food and beverage will provide. There should be a food truck there too for people that haven't quite gone into meat coma yet. And there'll be pony rides, a petting zoo. A band again, the petting zoo, and we keep it away from the competition so we don't have any mistakes. Yeah. What's the name of that? What's the name of that goat there? Medium rare. No. Sorry.
It's Barry's favorite joke.
Kidding.
He's been telling that all day.
The most important. This event is happening May 3rd and 4th. And really what we should say to everyone, we've been saying it a lot, is you really should plan ahead and get your tickets, maybe book a room at Treetops for after the event or the night before so you can actually experience the teams cooking on the hill. That's one thing that we really enjoyed, right, Gonzo? So fun. So where can people get all the information? Mr. Barry Owens.
Treetops.com. Pre-sale tickets, $25, at the door, $35. So buy your tickets to come in advance and you'll save some money.
Gonzo, where are we going to be next week? I'll be at Treetops, but we don't know. But stay tuned to Behind the Mitten to find out.
We're rubbing it
in. You've been listening to Behind the Mitten with John Gonzalez and Amy Sherman. Executive producer is Phil Tower. Production by Bill Birchinger. Theme song is by Mustard Plug. Beer Song.
Getting harder every day. Tell my brothers, hear me say. I'm down on my luck. I'm out on the street. I'm at with sin and it nearly been beat seen. They're taking my home. They're taking my